Hello! I'm gonna make 2 disclaimers before I start this video. Number 1, yes, I'm wearing a purpled hoodie. It is the only clean hoodie I own, and it's too cold to not wear it. Shut up. I still like the guy, I just don't watch him anymore. Second, if you like romantasy books, or you are just sensitive about people disliking stuff that you like, don't watch this video. I'm gonna be ranting about 2 books I really didn't like, maybe more, we'll see how it goes. Just took a break from my uni work, so if I suddenly get the motivation to go back to it, it'll probably be a lot shorter. Or if my mum comes in, because... Okay, let's dive right in. Okay, first book. You know what, I'm gonna complain about the book. Today I'm gonna be complaining about 2 books in particular. Divine Rivals and Powerless. I hated Powerless the most, so we're gonna start with Divine Rivals. Divine Rivals follows a girl named Iris, I think. I read this around 2 years ago. I read this around 2 years ago. I remember I was reading it when me and my mum were driving through France, and at one point she took the wrong exit on a roundabout, and we were in the center of Paris because of that, and he got mad at me because he thought I was reading. It's a core memory. The reason why I didn't like this book was because I think it was stupid. First of all, the world building was interesting to me. It was like taking part in like a war. I wish they did explain how the war happened, but at the same time, not really. And I was just kind of like confused and it didn't make sense. But the main reason I didn't like this book was the romance, which I know is counterproductive because the main reason I'm reading this book is for the romance. But it sucked. The romance is between a guy named Roman, a girl named Iris. Put photos up, please, later me. That aren't AI. That's another thing. Can I complain about this for a second? Why is every single fan art now just AI? AI sucks. If you're using AI on a daily basis, and I'm not talking about like, whenever people say, oh, I don't like AI, there's always someone who's like, well, actually, AI has been used. Shut up. You know what we mean. We mean the AI art and the AI drawings and the AI, like, freaking everything nowadays. The AI speaking, the AI voices. Like, shut up. Just don't use that stuff. And just use your hands. Okay? Draw stuff. I hopefully can put a photo up. I might as well just put the photo up that's on the cover. But AI needs to be stopped, and I hate AI. I will never use AI art. It sucks. ChatGPT, stop using it. Anyways, that was my AI rant over. Okay, so Iris is looking for her old... Obviously, spoilers ahead. Iris is looking for her older brother. Forgot his name. I can probably find it relatively quickly. Forrest? Forrest is such a bad name. I'm so sorry. Oh god. Okay, Forrest, her brother, which is just like the most common name in the world. Whatever. I like forests. I like woods. I don't mind. She's looking for her brother. Brother, I don't know what happened to him. I forgot. I think he was like missing in action in the war or something, because he got drafted. And then basically what happened was she is like a reporter, and apparently her journalism is so amazing that like everyone is entranced when they read it, which is not what I felt when I was reading it. Which is, it's really risky to make one of the main characters in your book a character who's like amazing at writing, because you need to be amazing at writing. And I'm not saying that this author isn't good at writing. I did think that the writing was pretty decent. I just think the plot sucked. Like sometimes you have books where the plot is good but the writing sucks. For an example, and I know no one's going to agree with me, I hate Colleen Hoover as much as the next girl. Okay, I hate that woman. But Verity was a decent book. I still think that the plot was pretty decent. I liked it. I didn't agree with all the sex. That sucked. Like, she just put so much sex in her books, and it's like, calm down, woman. Like, calm down. But, like, the plot, I think, is, like, decent. I enjoyed the plot. I hated the writing, and I hate Colleen Hoover, so I'm never rereading it. I also shot It Ends With Us with an arrow. If I can find the clip, please insert it here. If I can't, don't insert it. Like, what am I gonna insert? So she leaves to, like, go to this thing, like, this house, and then her love interest arrives, and he, like, she somehow ends up on top of him. And then literally she goes from hating him to loving him in like a day, and they get married in like 2 weeks. So also at the start of the book, he does this thing where he writes on the typewriter, he takes a paper, he puts it in the wardrobe, closes the wardrobe, and it disappears. And he gets the letters back, like response letters, and immediately I knew it was from the love interest, but that just makes sense. But my question was, if that's happening to her, why wouldn't she literally suspect every single person? Ooh. It's fine. It's cool. You can save. Okay. So yeah. The reason I didn't like this book was because the romance felt so rushed and so forced. I think that like both characters definitely made nice couples, like a nice couple, but I think they should have actually known each other more. Don't piss me off right now. But now we're going to talk about Powerless. I could run about Powerless, especially when I first finished it, for days. It's such a bad book. And I never say this about books, that they're like objectively bad. But this is an objectively bad book. First of all, you know the book is bad when on the literal back it has a spelling error. Psychic. It's spelled badly. To the point where I thought that's how they spell it in the book. Like it's not the word psychic, it's another word. But no, it's the word psychic, they just misspelled it. The reason I don't like this book is because everything sucks. First of all, it's actually like a complete rip-off of another book, which I don't remember what it's called. It might be called like The Red Queen or something like that, where it's genuinely like the exact same plot and characters. I didn't read The Red Queen or whatever book it was, because I didn't know it existed. Low-key, cast me in the next Hunger Games, please. I would be amazing. First of all, this book follows a character named, I forgot her name, Payton? Payton, I think is her name? Yeah, Payton. And Payton lives in a world where everyone has superpowers, and people who don't have superpowers are kicked out. I think it's because if they like accumulate, people without superpowers accumulate, then they could like harm, not physically, but like they just their presence harms the people who have superpowers, I'm pretty sure. I thought that was a pretty cool plot. But of course Payton is amazing at everything. Of course Payton, and don't get me wrong, I love Payton. Like Payton was literally the only reason I kept on reading this book. I remember when I was first reading it, I was reading it at school with my friends, and I would point out really bad lines to them, and they'd be like, why are you still reading this? And I was like, because I love Payton. Like, she's just a good character, even though she's completely and utterly overpowered. And like, the thing is, yeah, obviously she doesn't have superpowers, which is like a detrimental loss. But at the same time, why can't she literally do everything? Like, towards the, like, at certain points, the author would be like, oh yeah, she's also fucking I shouldn't try. She's also Katniss Everdeen. And she's also, like, Chloe from the Hunger Games, who I had a massive crush on. Like, she can do literally everything. She can, like, she pretends to be, and also I do have a lisp, so don't make fun of the way I say some words. She can do literally everything. I need water, and I can see my water. So he pretends to be a psychic, who is someone who can like sense, and she's basically Sherlock Holmes because her dad, who died or who was killed, trained her to be that way. Again, thought that was a decent plot point until she could literally do everything because her dad taught her how to do it, which just to me makes zero sense. Like, don't even lie to me about that. Just say, I'm making this character overpowered because I want to be Suzanne Collins. Like, ooh. Okay, so anyways, then we meet the male love interest, and I hate that man. I hate that man so much. Every single time he speaks, I wanted to rip my hair out and send it to the author and then call the police. I hate the male love interest. He is like, I think what the author did is she like took every single male love interest in the books, in like the romantic books, who are like mysterious and dark, and they're nonchalant, and they like don't care, and they're also like really attractive and have like a billion girls after them, and they also are really muscular, and they're like, they have amazing superpowers and they're super powerful, and she just put them into one man. And I hate this man. I hate him. And you're gonna like be like, are you okay? No, I hate this man. I hate, you know what his first line is in the book? It's something like, do you always fall into the like, wait, what? Do you always fall into the arms of handsome strangers? Because she like falls in his arms. Ah! I'm gonna beat him up. I hate this man. So basically she saves him from this guy who can like mute superpowers, I think. And because his superpower is he doesn't have a superpower. He just mimics people. So like if he's like fighting someone who has fire powers, he also has fire powers. Whatever, okay? It's cool enough, whatever, I don't care. So when she saves him, she's like, oh crap, he's gonna realize I don't have superpowers or something like that. Then there are these things called trials. I don't know how often they happen. I feel like it wasn't described enough. If it was, it's because I was skipping so much of the book because I hated the male love interest, okay? I hated that man. Okay. Trials. You don't necessarily have to die in the trials. You have like this band on your arm that's really tight, and if it's cut, that means you lose. You can die, but you don't always have to die to like lose. I thought that was actually pretty cool. I will admit, I thought that was a pretty cool idea. Again, I don't know if it's in the other book, I don't know if it's just in this book, I don't know. So anything I say I don't like, don't get me wrong, it could be better in the original book, the one that this is apparently a ripoff of, but this is just my opinion, like, obviously. So people want to take part in the trials because apparently it's like really good or whatever, and obviously she ends up in the trials. Like, what? How? Whatever. She ends up in the trials, she's training, she doesn't have a superpower, so she's literally incapable of being good at anything, and everyone else has superpowers. Like, I'm pretty sure there was a guy who had like, he could clone himself, which was pretty cool. So then she goes to the trials, and obviously they end up together in the trials, and he saves her, and they're like together, and they're hunting, and they're trying not to die. You know what he starts to call her? And you know what? It was so sudden that I just kind of knew that the author probably read a book, and she saw this word in it, and she was like, oh, let me add that into my book. He starts calling her little thing. She's his love interest. You don't call your love interest little thing. I'm sorry, you don't. Unless you're a pedophile, which is what I'm inclined to think he is. Because it was so sudden. He's like, oh, poor little thing. I'm gonna kill you. I'm going to kill you. I hate him so much. He's just so cringe. He's so cringe. And he makes me want to die. Okay? I don't know. Maybe it's just me being really picky. Maybe it's just me not liking men like that. Maybe it's me hating nonchalant men. I hate nonchalant men. I hate anyone who's nonchalant. I don't care about you. I hate him. So I ended up by skipping over a good chunk of the book. So I actually don't really know what the ending is. I'm pretty sure she finds out that the guy who killed her dad is actually her love interest. I thought that was a pretty cool plot twist, but I did not care for this book. I hated this book. You can't make a book like this and expect people... The thing is, if you go on Goodreads, it has a pretty good rating, which is so aggravating to me. Stop reading books like this. Stop it. Don't do it. Leave me alone. So anyways, this book sucks.